everybody? Welcome to another edition of Box Seats, the show where we talk about sports with comedians. We got a jam-packed show. Let's get ready to jump into it today. Can't wait to jump into it. My man Talent is in the building. What's up, T? How you doing, sir?
Man, I'm fantastic, brother. Whenever I wear yellow B, it's real.
No, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. My man Fig is also building. I like that. You got your Lakers yellow on. I like that, T. I like that, T.
You know what I'm saying?
Fig's in the building too. What's up, Fig? What's happening?
Hey man, it's a lovely day. TGIF. Talent got on his yellow. Feel like you want to bumble with the bee, huh?
I throw a hex on the whole family.
Mike Sean, what's happening, bro? How you doing?
What's going on? Everything's all good. The fact that Talent said I'm wearing no B was hilarious. Just the play on words, the New York City play on words is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, accidental.
All right, so we got a lot to talk about today. I got
Frank, fix your pillow.
No, I can't right now. It's for my back.
It's on my right, so it might be the one on your left. Yeah, right there, the hostage one, right there.
Right there.
No, just hold up my light.
Right there, the Al-Qaeda pillow. The Al-Qaeda.
Al-Qaeda Ukraine.
All right, we're gonna jump into it since my man wants to be funny. We're gonna get into it first. Hold up my light.
Whenever Fig snorts, that's when things is really funny. When Fig hit the snort. Happy Friday, y'all. Happy Friday.
Yo, Frank got the Vladimir Putin.
Frank got the Saddam Hussein.
And Frank, we can't get Brittany home till you fix that.
Till you fix those pillows. Brittany will not be home.
They're not taking us serious over there. Frank, fix that.
No,
pillows.
I can't do it.
I don't know why that's so funny.
I don't know either.
All right, so my back. I had to laugh. Let's see. We gotta look at the first story up, man. Is before we jump into the NBA and the NFL. I don't know if you guys heard about this. T, I'm gonna throw it out to you first. The Detroit Pistons assistant GM Rob Murphy is on leave amid investigation into alleged misconduct involving a female employee. So we got another person in another hierarchy of a sports franchise, whether it's NFL or NBA, who messed around with a female employee. It looks like this is like the seventh one in the last 14 months. Or you look at it like this, it could be the second one in the last 2 months. You know what I mean? So however you want to look at it, T, talk to me when this stuff is coming out. What's your thoughts?
I'm just amazed at the verbiage we get when these things happen. Like, at some point, we just got to call it what it is. Like the misconduct, misbehaving, insubordination. Say he grabs my ass. Let me know what happened. Let me don't make me wait till all of the pages come out. I got to find the detail. This is becoming, and I knew this was going to happen because I said this, even taking it out of sports, Frank. I said this when this movement came with the hashtag #MeToo, Time's Up, all that. Don't get me wrong. It's places in there where we need it, but this movement, too much of it, every little piece is going to be under a microscope now, and it's going to break down to who likes who and who don't like who. Whoever, if I don't like you, charges, accusations, repercussions. If I do like you, nobody knows of it. And this is, unfortunately, bro, we're men and women working together. Every workplace, people are going to find each other attractive or not, or whatever. And if the other person don't agree, this is where we are.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. He could have just slapped her ass too. This is where we're at. You can't do that in the workplace anymore.
Could be anything. Misconduct is so general and broad. Yeah, you know what I mean? It could be, hey, good morning, boo, boo.
Yeah. Fig, what you think?
That's exactly what Talent said, man. Listen, in the world of heterosexuals, men generally like women, and women usually like them back. And this may be a situation where she didn't like the guy that was hitting on her or talking to her, or they may have liked each other and some third or fourth party didn't like the fact that they liked each other and dropped down. You know, it amazes me that in this day and age that we can't get past the fact that most people, when they're in close proximity, develop a fondness for each other. And if both parties are attractive or attracted to each other, there's a strong chance that they might take it to the next level. You see each other 5 days, most of the time, like 5 days out of the week on a consistent basis. You make you work together. Why is it? It just boggles the mind that people can't get around the fact that these people might develop a relationship. That's
5 days, 40 hours a week, easy. Yeah, that's pretty easy.
I don't get it.
This is why they came up with that my work husband, my work wife thing, and just because that's really what it is. You live with this person too.
Yeah, that's
more so than the one at home 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, what's your take on this, Mike Sean? How you look at it? Because we're looking at another employee in another senior executive level, except this time for the Detroit Pistons, and he's the assistant GM.
You can't mix relationships in the workplace anymore. Like you just can't do it. Like it's not accessible. But it's something that's going on where now people. No, this is my comment. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. That I didn't do it because now I don't know if it was inappropriate where he pressed her and used his leverage to get her to be with him. But other than that, at this point, Doug, if you're in a job situation, you just don't interact like that. Like you damn near can't say, you can't even compliment somebody at this point. Like you can't even say you look very nice today. Like you can't even say that. Like you just have to understand when you get to the job workplace, wherever you're working at, that nothing goes down. I can't approach you. We can't go out to happy hours. We can't do no dancing or nothing or anything like that. Because I mean, that's just where we're at right now. Like heterosexuals are basically being targeted that we can't be who we normally would be. Now it's just like, hi. That's what you can say. You can say hi and keep everything business-like.
That's what I would do to keep it safe and everything else. Now we got to move on, man, and talk about the hottest topic of the day. The other hot topic of the day I got to talk about, and this is the big one, man. And I saw it last night right after we were watching the game, is that the Carolina Panthers traded running back Christian McCaffrey to the San Francisco 49ers for a second, third, fourth round draft pick this upcoming season and a fifth round draft pick in 2024. And I was like, man, this is a serious type of trade because now you got Christian McCaffrey paired up with Deebo Samuel. You know what I mean? I'm going to ask you, T, how does this make it look like for the 49ers? And then I'm going to tell you all, after you all talk about, I got to tell you all my Pelican brief because I got a serious Pelican brief that I think affects this.
I think it makes them look better overall right away. Ain't no question about that. Right away, they just got a little more depth in positions they needed in. So it's making them look good right there in the long run. And that's what teams got to do right now, especially the 49ers. You know what I mean? The 49ers, we watch what just happened to them. I mean, every time you get a glimmer of hope, somebody gets knocked out. They put the guy in. We watch what they wanted to do with Jimmy G. And then that person gets a little tweak or a little injury, whatever. They need depth. No question about it. They need depth. This helps with that problem.
Yeah, I think so too. The 49ers are 3-3. Now you got a dual threat. You got Christian McCaffrey that you can have in the backfield. You got Deebo Samuel. You can flank on the right or the left-hand side. It basically gives Jimmy G alternative. We can't even forget about their tight end threats. Like they got threats now on the offensive side of the ball that they can really become a powerhouse and score and keep up with the Rams of last year. What's your take on Christian McCaffrey getting traded to the 49ers? How you look at it?
I think the 49ers are actually better than their record because if you think about it, Jimmy G just took over the reins and they started winning like automatically. So this makes them even better. Like you said, picking up a player like a McCaffrey, not only does he run the ball, he's a really good receiver. You know what I mean? Like going out for passes too. And this just gives Jimmy G and Shanahan, which is their coach, just so much just so much more freedom to be able to do other things. Let me tell you something. You do not want to be on the defensive side of the ball, trying to stop all of these weapons that Jimmy G has, and all of these different schemes that Shanahan could come up with to be able to beat the defense. This is going to be a tough out for anybody in the NFL.
Yeah, I think so too. The scary part, I think, is if you're facing them, you don't know who to try to prepare against, because they got two running back guys who can catch the pass, and they got two guys who will play running back who can also be wide receivers. Mike Sean, Christian McCaffrey gets traded to the 49ers. What you think is going to happen now? What you think the landscape looks now in the NFC with this trade?
Well, I think Carolina did the right thing because they were wasting McCaffrey. If he stays healthy, then he's going to help the 49ers. But when you give them that many draft picks, and on word on the street is they also received 2 Slurpees and a Twix candy bar.
With the cookie crunch?
With the cookie crunch. And somebody said they were going to throw in a Rubik's Cube. But listen, but McCaffrey has to stay healthy. Like, it only works for them if he stays healthy. And he hasn't been healthy in years. Like, he's injury prone. So, I mean, if he stays healthy, they're a problem. Like, there's nothing you can do. There's no one you can key on in that backfield now. So, this could be the worst thing for the NFC right now.
Before we jump into the other NFL news about what's going on in other NFL and then talk to the NBA, I just want to throw this out there as a Pelican brief, because I think with the San Francisco 49ers getting better, it's going to disrupt a lot of the apple cart of the NFC. So you guys want to give me your Pelican briefs of the NFC first, or you want me to go first? How you want to do it? I'll go first. I'll make it easy. I think Christian McCaffrey joining the 49ers is going to tip the apple cart in the NFC, meaning that somebody who we normally would expect to make the playoffs won't. And that team for me will be the Green Bay Packers. You know why I'm saying that? This is my Pelican brief. The Green Bay Packers right now are 3-3. They're going to lose 6 more games. That leaves 9 games. If they lose 9 games, they won't make the playoffs. The Green Bay Packers, listen to this, T. The Green Bay Packers got to play the Atlanta Falcons, who are playing really, really good ball. They got to play the Bills, the Cowboys, the Titans, the Eagles, the Rams, and the Dolphins. I think the Atlanta Falcons going to move up. I think the Green Bay Packers going to fall out. That's my Pelican brief. You know what I mean? I don't think the Green Bay Packers are going to be able to – we know they ain't going to beat the Bills. You know they ain't going to beat the Titans. The Eagles are 6-0. The Rams are playing good. The Dolphins are playing good. And the Cowboys are playing somewhat good too. So anybody see me being crazy off the hook like that? With you know what I mean? That's my Pelican brief. I think the Green Bay Packers, for the first time in years, not going to make the playoffs. T, am I smoking crack, or what you think?
Well, maybe fentanyl. I think you underestimate desire and heart in football. I can't see the Green Bay Packers losing the 9 games that you see. Okay. You named about 3 or 4 teams in there that are easily beatable. If they're on a thing that game and they firing on all cylinders, they're going to be able to compete with the Atlantas. They're going to be able to compete with the Titans. Now, the Eagles, if they stay on course, that looks rough. Obviously, the Bills look rough for them. But the other 4 teams in there, I don't see them dropping another 6 to make it 9 losses. I just think the heart of that team, they've always been that kind of team, even in their bad seasons. Even in seasons, I would say they have bad seasons, they got enough heart to get to the playoffs.
Okay, so you don't agree? I'm gonna make sure we mark this down that you don't agree.
As a matter of fact, not only do I not agree, you know my style. I'll bet that.
Yeah, I believe me. I might. I'm gonna think about it before the end of the show.
I bet you a puppy. I bet you one.
I bet you a puppy.
I bet you one.
Oh wow!
No, that means that I would have to take the dog if I win, right?
The funny thing is the dog don't care what I just did. Went right back to sleep.
Fig,
this dog is tired.
Fig, what you think? What you think this Pelican brief is crazy? Because the Atlanta Falcons barely lost a couple of games. They're playing really exceptional ball. Green Bay Packers are playing really hard. Green Bay should have lost to the Patriots, and then they lost their last 2 games in a row. So now they, like I said, Green Bay got to play the Bills, the Cowboys, the Titans, the Eagles, the Rams, and the Dolphins. They could easily lose 9 games to be out the playoffs. What you take, Fig?
The Bills, the Cowboys. Oh God, man!
I'm trying to write this down too. The Bills,
the Cowboys, the Titans.
Bills,
They might be
the Titans, Eagles, Rams, Dolphins. That's on their schedule coming up.
Eagles.
Not
in a row, but that's in the remaining.
I know. So I'm thinking, man, that's a tough. But you know, in the NFL, you know, we say any given Sunday. I mean, you know, on paper, looking at it, Frank, you know, you're right, but we really don't know what's going to happen with the Dolphins. You know,
right?
And their QB, we don't know how he's going to come back, and then
yeah, but their firepower, Fig. Well, no matter who their QB is.
Yeah, they got their behind kick without their quarterback, though.
Right. But now you got the same QB who's going to have some time to be in the system. And Tua's coming back this week anyway, so it don't really matter. QB, that's
what I was talking. That's what I said initially. I don't know what Tua is going to look like, you know, how he's going to perform, because like I know I gave this analogy before. Once a boxer gets knocked out, that's acceptable to being knocked out again. And it happens. Like one of the greatest of all time, like Roy Jones Jr. Once he got knocked out once, it seemed like every other fight he was getting knocked out. So I don't know what Tua's going to be like. The Titans, I think they might be able, out of all the teams on paper, I think they might be able to beat the Dolphins and possibly the Titans. Those are the two teams that I think the Green Bay Packers might be able to beat. But the other ones, they look really tough on paper. They do.
All right. That's why I want to throw it out there too, because I want you guys to think about this. Because at the end of the day, Mike, Sean, on any given Sunday, nothing is literally guaranteed, and everybody wants to beat the Packers because the Packers to go in there and beat them. You know what I mean? So it could be that. I could be wrong. I doubt it. I'd be willing to bet.
Oh no, you wrong. I got 20. I don't say you wrong.
Yeah, I got 22 that says you're wrong.
I got 22. You wrong. Yeah, go ahead.
The Rams have no offensive line. Matthew Stafford is getting beat up. Every week he's getting beat up. The Cowboys are always going to be overrated. The Cowboys are good for not meeting any of the expectations. I don't know when the Dolphins turn into this powerhouse. Like, I don't know when we all of a sudden, just because Tyreek Hill's there, that they turn into a powerhouse. I don't see them losing. You said 6 more games?
I think they will have at least 8 or 9 losses by the time the season's up.
You do know who their quarterback is, right?
This is what you guys are doing. You guys are thinking the Green Bay of yesterday. You guys are forgetting how they played the last 3 weeks.
I'm thinking of Green Bay from last year. I'm not thinking of yesterday. I'm thinking last year, and Aaron Rodgers is still their quarterback, and he's going to beat the Titans.
And Green Bay just lost 2 in a row, and they almost lost 3 in a row because they have deficiencies on offense and defense. I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm just telling you that if you keep testing Aaron Rodgers and I'm during the regular season, I trust Aaron Rodgers. When it comes to the playoffs, sometimes things fall off and he does some stuff. But during the regular season, the Titans ain't beating them, the Rams ain't beating them, the Dolphins ain't beating them, and I almost want to say the Cowboys, but the Cowboys could. It depends on what Dak Prescott is. He feeling the pressure of having to get back as a starting quarterback and know that his job could be on the line.
I absolutely love this because I'm gonna circle back. I gotta make sure. I gotta ask Renee to write this date down so I can circle back on this because I'm telling you.
No, write it down because you said they're gonna lose.
That's
6 games.
I'm gonna ask Renee to write this date down. Right. I'm saying I'm sticking to my guns. I literally think the Packers are done this year. I think the Falcons are gonna make it. I think the Packers are done this year.
But so you think the Packers overall will lose 9 games?
Let's keep in mind, Frank.
I think they'll lose at least 8 or 9 games this season. Yes.
Well, let's keep in mind, Frank, of who you are and what you think. You're the guy that thought when the Brady-Belichick split, that bet you made me. You're the guy that said the coach was going to be more successful and progressive than the quarterback. And since then, who has been right on that?
Nobody.
What?
No,
he won and got a Super Bowl.
Brady won a Super Bowl.
All right, Brady won a Super Bowl during the COVID season, but then once everything got back to normal.
COVID season. What did the COVID season have to do with winning the Super Bowl?
All right, I'll give you that one. But
Belichick's in last place right now. He's in last place.
Hold on, Mike. Since you pulled out the one I got wrong, can you at least give me the ones I got right? Can you give me the ones I got right since you definitely want to go there?
But this is a big, because the little ones don't matter. It's the big things that matter. This is a big statement you're making right now. You're standing on, this is what your foundation is, Oh, you thinking of the old Green Bay? Like last year?
That's what I'm
well,
saying.
Like 4 games ago?
But the difference,
hey, Mike, we're thinking of the old Green Bay 5 games ago.
wait, but the major difference between Green Bay last year and this year is Devontae Adams. And but Aaron Rodgers' receivers they've been dropping a lot of passes.
Okay, let's go back to this. To that point, Fig, let me say this. Aaron Rodgers is one of the very few quarterbacks, good ones anyway, that in his tenure have had the most miscellaneous receivers playing with him and made the playoffs, with or without the top 5 receivers. He's made it every time, damn near. Fig, when the last time he missed the playoffs?
I'm gonna ask you a question, Talent. I'm gonna ask you a question. When was the last time that Aaron Rodgers made the playoffs with the deficiency of wide receiver that he has right now, with as many drops as he has?
Most of his years, he hasn't had great receivers the whole time.
Only half the time. T, I'm telling you, I looked it up before I proposed this. This is the reason why I proposed it. He has his worst receiving group that he's ever had. He has the worst defense that he's ever had, and he's never made the playoff. When the only coach,
I'm appalled that Frank proposed this without getting down on one knee.
The comparable to this is his rookie season that he came in is the closest comparable. He's never had a team as bad as this since his rookie season. And I just
want to say this, Frank. His receivers are young. They're going to develop.
I know that.
They're going to develop this year. They'll be better when what they are right now. Okay, Pelican brief. Give me a second. They'll be better the second half of the season. And you're going to tell me that he's going to lose to Ryan Tannehill and Jalen Hurts? No.
Let me do this. Let me do this for you.
Okay, go ahead.
How many times have the Packers been in the playoffs since '92?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you understand? From '92 to now is how many years?
A lot.
About 30, close to 30.
30
times.
years.
22. 22.
Okay.
Out of 29. Are you crazy?
Yeah,
and
but
you're gassed on the Atlanta Falcons?
You cannot, I'm going to say this to you, everybody here, so you can't say I didn't say it. You cannot base on somebody what they did for yesteryear versus now. You can't do it. It's the NFL. Look at the Jets. The Jets haven't made the playoffs since when? And I promise you this now, too. I'm going to say this on the record, too. The Jets are going to make a run for the playoffs this year, but you can't base
We know that. I told you that before the season started.
But see,
y'all thought I was crazy 6 weeks ago.
Now you're flip-flopping. You can't base on what you did.
I told you that, but you're comparing a brand new built team to a guy that lost a receiver.
I'm comparing NFL in the past and the NFL today. What I'm saying is in the NFL today.
Just give me my bet. Just give me my bet so I can make you look bad one more time.
All right, I'll bet you a Pepsi.
I don't drink Pepsi.
What you drink, Talent? Make him bet you something that you drink.
What you drink?
Blood.
Blood. All right, let's keep moving.
He want a quart of blood.
I was watching a vampire movie. I'm sorry.
Let's keep moving. The next thing up we got to definitely talk about is the Cardinals defeating the Saints last night. Because the reason why I want to bring it up is because what stood out to me is obviously what happened on the sideline with Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury. I didn't like it at all with Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury. Did you see it, T? Did you see it?
No. What did happen on the sideline?
They was arguing.
They had a squabble when they came up, and Cliff Kingsbury and Kyle Murray ended up getting into an argument, and they approached the sideline, and they got caught on cameras. Even though basically the Arizona Cardinals won the game, they had to address it afterwards and basically said that we got to work to find our spot. We're losing the mentality, and we were able to get back to winning football. The Saints ended up falling to 2-5, but Cliff Kingsbury and Kyle Murray spoke about this, and they had to downplay it. I'm not liking the way these players are talking back to their coach and getting caught out there. And I need you to look it up, T. When I ask Fig this, look it up so we, you can talk more about it. But right now, how are you taking right now the Cardinals defeating the Saints falling 2-5, and how are you taking just what you're hearing about a player yelling back at the coach during the game when it's second and goal? Right now, and during Thursday Night Football, when all eyes are looking at you, what's your take?
Well, here's the thing. if you pay attention to football, these things happen all the time. I don't know why people don't know we live in a society with cameras everywhere. They're gonna catch you. Anything going on extracurricular, they're gonna catch you, right? But here's the thing that I've noticed in football my entire life: certain position players can get away with squabbling and yelling back and forth with the coach. Certain positions cannot.
Right.
Just so happens, if you're not, with the exception of eliteness, quarterback's not that position. Quarterback is that position that if you get, depending on what they barking about, you will sit down.
Right.
And somebody else will get a chance. This is a new quarterback. This is a yet to be proven guy in the NFL. Don't be surprised. Depending on what they're talking about, that he sit a couple of reps or sit a couple of quarters or game. Don't be surprised, because that's not the position that you're allowed to do that. If you ain't Brady and Aaron Rodgers and those guys, that's not really a position allowed to do that. Now, linemen and all those big buff dudes, that's like football. They chalk that up to, be mad, be hyped. But quarterback, get your ass sat down.
I'm trying to tell you. Fig, it's Friday. It's box seats. We talk about sports with comedy. Fig, Kyler Murray got a huge contract. Cliff Kingsbury feeling the pressure. I'm sure he's not liking that. How you think that the Cardinals should handle this? Even though the Cardinals won, how you think the Cardinals should handle this?
Much ado about nothing. You know what I mean? I say let it fly, man, because if you take emotion out of any sport, you don't have a sport. Because guys play with emotion, even in the park. You know what I mean? We playing pickup basketball, football, whatever, stuff like that. We play with emotion because, we're driven that way. Men are driven that way. We're driven to win. You know what I mean? And it's emotional. And when you're in the throes of a game and you're in the heat of a battle and you don't agree with whatever it is your coach is calling, or he don't agree with the way the quarterback is doing whatever he's doing, he called a timeout and they was getting into it and stuff like that. He was like, yo, man, at the end of the day, that dude on the field just wants to win as much as the coach. And they just gave him a bag. Most of that money was guaranteed. You ain't getting that back. So what you gonna do? You gonna get rid of Kyler Murray, or you gonna get rid of Cliff Kingsbury? Kyler Murray is the dude out there making it happen, and that team looks pretty good when he plays. And I think they just got a D-Hop back, one of their top receivers. So that team is gonna look a little better this year. I think it's much ado about nothing, because these guys are emotional. You know what I mean? A quarterback is football. They're emotional players.
I agree with everything Fig just said, except being better. I think they turned into one-dimensional. I think the Cardinals are going to do worse. My man Mike Sean, Cardinals defeated the Saints. They're 2-5 since Sean Payton. You're looking at, obviously, Kyler Murray got the bag. You know what I mean? Like I said, the Cardinals looking at it, they one-dimensional. Everybody knows that Kyler Murray's going to run the ball. You know what I mean? 9 times out of 10 when they set up certain formations. What's your take on the Cardinals defeating the Saints in this blow-up?
I just think when you say things like a quarterback talking back, Phil Simms talked back to Bill Parcells. Like, they beefed on the sidelines. Mm-hmm. And I go with what Fig says. If there's no passion, if I don't care, then I'm just gonna be like, whatever. It's whatever. I helped put up 42 points. I have the right, because when the plays that y'all are calling, if they don't work, I'm the person that they said failed. They don't go back to the offensive coordinator or whatever. So if I got an opinion on something, and I don't know what they were beefing about, I just know there was friction. I have no idea it was play calling or whatever. I just know this show is serious when talent starts betting pets. That's all I'm saying. When he bets pets,
I bet you a puppy.
I bet you a puppy. Things are all different now. Everything's on a higher level, because I'm about to go get a turtle and put a turtle up here and be like, I'm betting this turtle. But honestly, I don't think it's a big deal. I just think it's two people who may have disagreed on play calling, may have disagreed on what went on and how everything processed out. I don't think it's really that big a deal.
Hey, Talent, I bet you I'm out here by the beach. I'm gonna go get me 2 seagulls, and I'll bet you 2 seagulls. For one.
Well, first of all, Fig, I'm not interested in anything off of Orchard Beach. Okay. Now, secondly, I just watched it, Frank. I watched the interaction, and then I watched the post comments. And they definitely try to downplay it by the post comments time. Oh, I was just telling them to chill out. Really?
Mm-hmm.
I curse a lot, and I know what look like.
Yep.
Like everybody know what this look like. That.
Yeah.
That's not French fries. That's
not French fries.
It's not flowers.
That F was definitely serious. That was a definite. Was definite.
And that's why
I want you to hear every part, every syllable that I'm saying to you.
He did about 5 of them, and then he go in the interview and go, "I was just saying, chill out."
Yo, tell it. He ordered 4 chicken wings and pork fried rice, and then he said, "Fry my wings hard."
That's the reason why I asked you.
That's the argument that you have at 2:00 in the morning with your girl in the middle of the street, and you start going all the way in with every F bomb that you can drop.
That was the FOH. You ever see FOH? Out of here.
All right, so let's go ahead and let's keep it moving. Let's talk about this Lakers game versus the Clippers game. We obviously saw the Lakers play the Clippers. The Clippers have high expectations. The Lakers fall to 0-2. LeBron said, "I'm definitely not going to sit here and harp on what we can't do every single game." After the Lakers lost to the Clippers 103-97, Darvin Ham said some stuff. Russell Westbrook was 0-for-11. Kawhi Leonard came off the bench and contributed 14 points. John Wall came out, played his first game in 545 days, played 25 minutes, gave us 15 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, but he was tired too, leg showed, so he ended up getting 0-for-6 and threes. What's your take on the Lakers and the Clippers? My immediate take is that the Lakers played much better defense game 2, but they still lost to the Clippers. What's your take? What's your immediate take?
The defense, I don't think the defense is going to be their problem. If I had to put my money up, offense is going to continue to be their problem. I think hopefully we all watch the game, right?
Yeah.
If you watch the game, body language is everything. Somebody need to go out there. I think they should have called a timeout and just sent like maybe the water boy, the Gatorade dude out there just to whisper to Russell Westbrook and let him know he was over. Because he was moving like he was hitting shots. Like all his reactions and antagonistic stuff he was doing on the court. I had to look at the box score on my phone. It was like, is he killing him today? And I looked, he was over. But he was out there like, yeah. And I'm like, dude, that's the problem. You got to understand, you haven't had an offense and going on 2 seasons, bro. He got to find some offense. Collectively, they got to find some offense. And Mike said something the other day that I seen last night because I didn't watch the first game, but this one I watched, and he's right. Your team, the reason it's important for the team to step up is because you don't have the young LeBron who can change a game by himself. You have the methodical captain. You have a dark-skinned Derek Jeter right now. He's your captain, but he can't take over the whole game at any given moment and make it at his will no more. Don't get me wrong, still great, but now as the older I get, and I think this goes true for anybody in the NBA, the older these star players get, the rest of your team becomes more vital and important.
Yeah.
And these guys are not getting it done. And I still blame Anthony Davis' haircut. I'm telling you.
Big. Russell Westbrook is 0-for-11 and first player since 1965 to put up stats like that in a Lakers uniform, which is ridiculous. Kawhi Leonard came off the bench and he did his thing. Fig, what's your immediate take from looking at the game last night?
The Lakers are in trouble. They might not make. They're not going to make the playoffs, and without a major trade.
Yeah.
And they probably won't make the play in. And what was whispered to Russell Westbrook? Rob Pelinka walked over to Russell Westbrook while he was on the bench, and he leaned over and said, "There's no place like home."
Okay. Mike Sean,
listen.
Pelinka sounds like a nice 10 speed, don't it?
I don't want to go to Mike Sean.
I listen. It was a good game towards the end because it looked like the Lakers were making a run, and they basically played against the starters of the Lakers played against the bench of the Clippers. And that's why the game was so close, because Kawhi and Paul George, for the most part, they were sitting down.
Okay,
and they played against the bench.
So that's the look. Mike Sean, he gave you the look from the Lakers' point of view. Mike, did you watch the game? If you watched the game,
yeah, I watched the game. Yeah,
give me your point from looking at it from the Clippers' perspective. He gave you the Lakers' perspective. If you look at it from the Clippers' perspective, what's your take?
If Paul George and Kawhi Leonard can stay healthy, they'll probably be in the Western Conference Finals. And the one thing I do want to comment on the Laker part of it is Russell Westbrook right now has the fakest swag ever. Like when Talon said he was running around like he was doing it, he has no confidence. But he wants to act and make everybody believe that he still has this confidence that he's still an all-star player. And I've never seen a player go down, this fast. Like I've never seen it. Like he has no confidence shooting the ball. Like what you do after the shot, that's fine. The fact of the matter is you can't make a shot. Nobody has to respect you. And all they have to do is fall back and make you drive the ball to the basket. And then you got help with your forwards and your centers. But I never thought I would see Russell Westbrook play like this. Like this is like last year looks like an all-star year compared to what's going on right now. Last year's an all-star year compared to what he's doing. And the fact of the matter is the body language on the bench is that when we give you the ball, you can tell everybody's cringing. But we have to give you the ball because you're open. And you can tell when because LeBron loves to pass. He loves to give people open assists, stuff like that. But you can tell he's like, oh, damn. He's open.
He's open for a reason, though.
Exactly, Fig. You're exactly right. He's open for a reason. And I don't see this getting any better. I see this just getting worse. Yeah. And there's no way they can get out of this contract right now. Nobody's going to take him.
I think honestly too, I'm gonna throw a Pelican brief out there too in a second, but I'm gonna say this too, T. If John Wall plays,
I knew that was coming
under him and everything else, they could make it scary. They could be a 3
I knew that was coming. I was waiting for Frank to pull John Wall out of the crack of his BBD.
Can I finish my tirade? Because I knew you were gonna say something too with your crazy remarks. You was texting last night. I have to admit, I did laugh at a lot of the stuff that he texted.
Put the puppy up, Talon. Just put the puppy up. Put the puppy.
Oh,
what I'm trying to make is that T.
Name him John Wall.
If John Wall is playing, I think that the Clippers could be a triple-headed monster, and they could scare a lot of people out in the West, bro. I think a lot of people ain't gonna see that coming. See, my Pelican brief for this game, and overall, I'm gonna throw it out there. See if you guys think. I think the Lakers are gonna be forced before Christmas to make a major trade. That's my Pelican brief. I don't even think it's too far-fetched to say that. My thing is who do they trade? Yesterday I said the Lakers got to trade LeBron and everything else, but now I don't think they're gonna trade LeBron because LeBron puts butts in the seats. I think that the only next possible person that they should trade to help them to do anything might be AD. What's your take on this?
I don't think they have the guts to trade LeBron.
Yeah,
and that's just a fact. I just don't think they have the guts. Lakers ain't built like that. So that we can X that part out, but we all know who's going. Westbrook's going. Everything about the organization is telling you that, from how the cohesiveness or lack thereof, how he don't have no friends on that team. How you not friends with one of the dudes on the bench? You're Russell Westbrook. You're only 2 years removed from making history. So how in the world? If I'm one of the new guys, I barely got a $100,000 contract. I'm on the end of the bench. I want to be your friend. You're Russell Westbrook. How do you not have one friend on the bench? So all of that body language is telling us a lot. Like everybody, the whole team goes over here, jump around, do the little pregame thing, the warm up, and you're over here by yourself. You know, the only friend I seen he had, the guy who catches the towels when they do this. That was it. And he looked like he didn't want to catch it.
Sweat man. That was Sweat Man.
Horrible.
That's real though. So that's who's going to get traded, Frank.
Fig, you think the Lakers going to make a major trade? Or you? What's your thoughts?
From all reports, man, I'm hearing that Pelinka and Bus wants to hold on to their draft picks, and I think the draft picks are like 25 and 27 or something like that. And it's like that's the holdup from them trading Russell Westbrook to oh God, what is it? Indiana. And I don't know whether they're going to change their position, man. But I watched Russell Westbrook yesterday, and the kid is clearly not a jump shooter. He wasn't a jump shooter in OKC with Kevin Durant and all the boys over there. So if you put this kid on another team where he doesn't have that pressure and he doesn't have to play behind a LeBron James, and here's the thing: they asked Russell Westbrook to do what he cannot do. LeBron James needs shooters. LeBron is a drive and kick. He can get to the hole. He can score. He kicks out to the open shooter. Russell Westbrook is not a knockdown three-point shooter, and they're asking this dude to do what he is not good at doing. You get that to anybody. You know what I mean? You can ask anybody to do what they're not good at, and they're just going to look horrible. I think you put Russell Westbrook on another team where he could drive to the basket and kick like LeBron James. I think he looks better.
Mike Sean, what's your take on this, man? Do you think the Lakers are gonna make a major trade during the season before the season? Because that's my Pelican brief. That and I got a Brooklyn Nets Pelican brief.
I don't know, like, how do you con somebody into trading for Westbrook right now?
I don't think I think it might be AD. I think it might be AD.
It can't be AD. In my opinion, it can't be AD because we know if AD's healthy, what he can do and what he did yesterday and what they did.
Yeah, but their back's against the wall. They're stuck. They got it.
But the problem is you can't convince somebody to buy my Toyota Corolla when the engine is already blown up and it's steaming and there's fire on it. What would be the point for Indiana to actually make that trade? I don't know what the Lakers. Honestly, if I was the Lakers and they won't do this, I would buy him out of his contract.
Mm-hmm.
I would buy him out of his contract and get that money under the salary cap, and then try to approach somebody. Because at this point, that's all you can do. He knows he got him. The money's guaranteed. There's really nothing they can do.
He definitely ain't doing it. Let's talk about the Sixers losing to the Bucks. James Harden balling out too. At the end of the day, they look like they were doing some work. James Harden is playing, but they lost by 2. So I want to ask you, the Milwaukee Bucks look good, but Philly's now 0-2. Do you think there's going to be some major changes? I mean, it's very, very early. But is this the hot seat year for Doc Rivers, T?
Oh, of course. We said that before. But I think it's way too early. Like, I don't think that I start judging teams at least, your 82-game season, at least get 20 games in there before you go, oh, they horrible, they good, they decent. 20 games is a good measuring cup for the league. So I don't think that they're going to worry about Doc until about 20 games in. If Philly can't be at 500 20 games in, it's time to worry. Yeah. They should be at 500 or better. Given the position they played last year, coming back into, you can't take a huge dip. All these teams that was top 4, East and West, you can't really take a big dip in those first 20 games. That's when the panic button gets pressed. Right now, 2 games, nah. It's like the first 10 games are scrimmages.
So let me ask you this, Fig, and switching into different news. Let me ask you this. Do you think Steve Nash could possibly be on the hot seat if he doesn't win this year?
Man, I don't know what the Nets are doing. You know what I mean? And it looks like it's Steve Nash's fault because you can't tell me he doesn't have weapons. You know what I mean? Nobody's over there. Here, you had nobody over. You got no dogs over there. Ain't nobody over there playing defense. You understand what I'm saying? And I think that's what the problem is with Philly too. I don't see no defense, man. You're not stopping these top-notch teams with no defense. I don't. Everybody in Brooklyn is slender and slight of build, or they're too small. They had no big men in there. They had no front court. No, they just don't have nobody of any size or substance, and they don't have no dogs over there. You're not winning with that. You're just not. I don't care. I don't care how much you can shoot, how much scoring you got. If you can't stop another team from scoring at will whenever they want to, then you in trouble. And I don't see Brooklyn being able to do much of anything unless they make some major moves and get some defenders in there, because they can't stop a nosebleed.
Yeah. Mike Sean, would Dallas Mavericks get further, deeper in the playoffs this year because even though they lost Jalen Brunson and everything else, or do we expect the first round exit again? Because they looked phenomenal last year, then they ended up getting to the second round, they lost. How do you think Dallas Mavericks will look this year coming in?
I think they're going to look really good. I think Luka Doncic is going to be something. He's impossible to cover. Like, he can shoot the three, he can take you off the dribble, he can post you up, and I think they're probably. I don't know if they're going to. I would see them getting to the second round and taking somebody like 6 or 7 games in the second round, because I still think they need somebody else. They need a number 2. Even though I like Hardaway. But I think they need a number 2 to help Doncic so that when he sits on the bench, everything doesn't collapse, because the offense just dissolves whenever he sits on the bench. All of a sudden, they can't get to the rim. Nothing's happening. But I think they're going to be fine. They just need one more piece. And shout to Jason Kidd, who I think is doing a great job as the head coach there.
Yes,
I just think they're just going to have to, as the general manager, and I forget, I don't know, it's not Cuban. I forgot the guy's name who's the general manager there. They have to make one more draft pick this year that changes things, or get another player on there just to be that guy where when Doncic sits down, everything doesn't fall apart.
Let me ask you guys, I'm gonna put you all on the spot. If you guys had to give me an NBA Pelican brief right now, or what you think is gonna happen that nobody sees coming, and that would surprise the world, everything else that only you think you could see, what would it be? And you want? I'll start. Make it easy. I'll start. I say everybody can see Steve Nash getting fired, but I would throw this out there and say this: that if Ime Udoka ends up getting fired by the Boston Celtics, I think Brooklyn Nets will hire him same day. I don't even think it's going to take 10 minutes. I think they'll hire him. That would be something that I don't think a lot of people will see. That's my throw it out there thing. What would you throw out there, T, that you say, damn, I didn't see that coming, in the NBA? And I want to talk about the Yankees real fast too, so I want to get that in there too. What's your real fast? Give me yours, T. What you think would be great?
Well, like I just said, what I don't see coming is the Lakers making a big move, trading one of the big stars, other than Westbrook. That, and if they trade Anthony Davis or buy him out or trade LeBron, that would be a wow, I didn't see that coming moment right there. I think everybody could see the coaches that are on the hot seat, so Nash wouldn't surprise nobody if he goes. The Sixers bomb out and Doc Rose.
That would be the hiring of Ime Udoka. That's why I threw it out there, because Ime Udoka.
Okay. It wouldn't surprise me. Your guy out of Boston, you want a wow moment if he comes back to work.
Yeah, that would be a big wow. Fig, 30 seconds. Give me your big wow moment. What you think an NBA would look like if something happens real crazy? What would you see?
I think the New Orleans Pelicans could make the NBA Finals. They look that good on that first game, man. If their 3 top players, Zion, Brandon Ingram, and CJ McCollum, are healthy, I can see them going to the dance.
So now that's a take that you are taking away. You think they would compete against Golden State? So yeah, okay. Mike Sean, give me your crazy thing that you don't think a lot of people are gonna see coming. Give me you got 30 seconds, bro. Give it to me. So
I think this is Joel Embiid's last year with the Sixers.
Ooh.
Wow, I like that.
I think he's gonna wind up somehow, some way. He's gonna wind up in Miami, and because you can see the frustration in his face right now. And when you score 15 points, that's not a Joel Embiid game. You could tell he was frustrated over whatever reason. Maybe just the shot's not going down. But I think
James Harden dribbling the ball. James Harden blew so many passes that he didn't pass to the open man. I was like, thank God I don't play for him. Let's talk about the Yankees real fast, T. The Yankees, like right now, they're 0-2 against Houston. They haven't been this big of an underdog since 1976, going into Game 3 against Houston in Bronx. What do you think about the Yankees being this big of an underdog, 0-2 against Houston? Everybody thinks Houston's going to win the whole thing this year. So I know you're not fazed by this. The stats don't mind you.
Nah, home games are home games, man. I'm looking at this like the NBA Finals. When those both 2 great teams from 2 sides play, They go over there. They're supposed to win at home. We're supposed to win at home. Somebody along the way has to steal a game. Unless you're the home team and you just ride it out. So the person who's not the home court advantage or home field, they are the ones that is on. The onus is on them to steal a game. I look for the Yankees to cover their home bases, and then on that back and forth, get to steal one of them games. Or, of course, the obvious will happen. But I'm not worried yet.
Okay, you're not worried yet. I hear you, Fig. I hear you, T. Fig, talk to me. Do you think the Yankees should be concerned? 0-2. They haven't been this big of an underdog since 1976. Their pitching is not where they want it to be. Their bats have been they only had 6 hits in 2 games. Talk to me. What you think?
Well, you hate when this happens in any situation, but the situation is that Aaron Judge was a couple of inches away from hitting a home run. And you hate when that happens. If Aaron Judge hits that home run, we're talking about they coming back to New York 1-1. So it's just a matter of them putting the ball in play. Pause. Putting the ball in play and getting on base and doing what it is the Yankees do. Home cooking and sleeping in your home bed does wonders for any sports franchise.
Rick,
sports franchise.
I'll say this. That Aaron Judge hit that he hit, if that was in the Bronx, that would have been a home run. But in Houston, it's not a home run. You know what I mean? The outfield, things look a lot different when you look at go to other people's field and their outfield is a lot bigger and designed different. Mike Sean, the Yankees concerned? No concern? What's your take, bro?
Yeah, they're concerned. They better be concerned because the old Yankee Stadium was intimidating. When you went to the old Yankees, I don't know what happened. I don't know what it is about the new Yankee Stadium. It doesn't have the same. I don't know. It was like the old Yankee Stadium when I used to go there was just like something where you intimidated the team coming in. Now, I don't think Houston is scared of the Yankees. I think they need, and the fact of the matter is when you got power hitters, but you got pitchers on the Astros that settle everything down and keep everything in the infield. And Aaron Judge was close to hitting a home run, but that was it. So I think they should be very worried because they could wind up getting swept.
Yeah, they could. I think they might.
Will the Bronx Bombers beat the Astros?
All right,
row.
We getting ready to roll up out of here. T, talk to me, man. Tell me what you got going on this weekend, man, and tell me how we can find you.
I'm upset at that comment. Let me paint the picture before I say that. For all you people that never been to New York and the Bronx Yankee Stadium, the new stadium's right across the street. The problem is they cleaned up the area. If they would have left it grimy, then people would still be afraid.
They tell us the dugout still in.
Yeah, actually, the dugout, my family just bought it.
Congratulations.
So we're gonna turn it back into a comedy club. You already know how we get there. Everybody, I'm on my way to Jersey right now. As soon as I hang up, Stress Factory full effect. 2 shows tonight, 7 and 9:30. 2 shows tomorrow, 7 9:30. New Brunswick. So if you're anywhere in the Jersey, hemisphere, if you will, atmosphere, get your tickets. Come on out. I got my girl Onika on the show. My boy Aldo's on the show. I got my man Zach Pickett out of Atlantic City. It's gonna be crazy. Hope to see you there. StressFactory.com. Get the tickets. Be insane this weekend. Hold it down.
I got to give a shout out to Tony Brown's family. He was an NBA ref. He passed away yesterday at the age of 55. He refed 1,100 games. 55 years old, passed away from cancer, man. Shout out to him and his family. Condolences to him and his family. This is a show called Box. T told us everybody out there where we can follow him. My man Fig, tell everybody out there how they can follow you, bro.
At Comedian Fig on all social media platforms. I think Town's going to have an amazing show. He's got the nephew, Wilson Pickett, on the show and decided that he's doing comedy now. It's lovely. It's an amazing thing.
Mike Sean, talk to me. Tell everybody out there they can follow you.
I'm at the Sheridan Ballroom in Dallas tomorrow night. Come out there and come have a good time. And I'll be drinking water until after the show. So.
That's a serious inside joke right there. That's
Absolutely.
That's a serious inside joke. Y'all realize it's Friday. We will be back Monday. Box season is going to still come on 2 more times. Y'all have a safe weekend. These are comics. They're going to be out and about this weekend. If you can go check them out, please do. Next week, I'm gonna bring my man Haywood Workman, NBA referee. I'm gonna see if I can get him to join the show next week. He's supposed to join today, talk about some of these NBA games and talk about some games that he took a look at and some things that he sees that I wanted him to say to you all, because he said it to me on the phone. I was like, yeah, the guys ain't gonna believe it, you know, because he said, go ahead,
Frank. We got to do the Brittany Griner is still locked up. We want to make sure that we mention that.
Yeah, I was about to, but since you did it, there you go. But Brittany Griner, I threw out the email last night to you guys to do that. If you all can email and you can go to wbg.com, please do that. You guys can write Brittany Griner an email if you want to do that. She's reading all the emails. Like, I don't know if you guys even know that and everything else. They're not saying that in the public. I'm going to say that on the show. She's reading all the email. All the emails are getting relayed to her. She's been going 245 days incarcerated. She's still looking at the 9 years. It's crazy. So if you guys can reach out to her, that'd be dope. Make sure y'all do that. We'll be back Monday. Talk about the NBA, NFL picks, all that. Y'all be safe, and we hope to see y'all again. Take care. Peace.